Wait for some people to get in here. Thanks for the like. Welcome to the chat. Ginger Bass, what's going on, man? Just setting up to tie some crappie jigs. What are you up to? I'm chilling. Calm night around here. What do you got going on tonight, man? Hopefully we'll get some people in here and get moving. Right now I'm just working on setting up. About to tie up some chartreuse crappie jigs. See, phone's not telling me if people are in here or not. It just shows that I got the like, but it's not actually being helpful. Picking out some hackle for a kicker on this crappie jig here. Going chartreuse, and I probably do chartreuse body, chartreuse hackle, and then I'm gonna put, I don't know, I have chartreuse marabou, so I might just do a solid color across everything to keep it flush for the first few. Then I'm maybe switching to some purple pinks. Haven't really decided on how I'm going to make those yet. And then, yeah, we'll see where the night goes. I'm going to, excuse me, I want to do some all whites. Just getting ready for some crappie fishing. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Just getting set up here. About to tie some crappie jigs. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Just let me know if you can't. And we'll see what the problem is. But mic should be working. Should be doing good. Welcome, everybody. Putting some, all right, appreciate that, Ginger. Hey, how's it going, Brody? Hopefully you're having a good night, man. I am tying some crappie jigs here, and trying to go for bright, vibrant colors. And here in Oklahoma, we get some red, murky water because of all the red dirt. And so you're aiming for high visibility, especially with spring coming into play here. And yeah, going to be fishing some beds that I found. And anybody that fishes beds knows that you are going after an anger strike, not a hunger strike here. So going with some bright colors, something flashy, and hopefully we can get some reaction out of these crappie here, or bluegill. To be honest with you, they're one or the other. But we get, in this particular spot, we get some big bass, and I know there's good bluegill and crappie in this area. There's structure, lots of bedding, and those bass are feeding on something, so they know where the fish are, you know. Follow the fish and follow the birds, right? What's everybody got going on tonight? Anything interesting, or just hanging out, watching the YouTubes? Let's see here. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this first one, all chartreuse. Might do a gold kicker on it or a crystal blue kicker, or flashing rather, sorry. Can't talk tonight. I get a little bit stage fright in these things. I've only done a couple, so just kind of bear with me. If I repeat myself a lot, I apologize, but hopefully we'll have a good time and make some good lures. So that is the goal here. Oh, nice, man. What you having for dinner? We had, my wife made some homemade cheesy mac, is what I call it. Everybody else calls it something different. Stroganoff, but it's cheesy. I'm prior Army, so we call it cheesy mac. All right. It's the first time I've used these jig heads, and I've been having some tension issues with the bobbin here, so bear with me on that as we work through these first couple, but we'll get it figured out. Don't forget to like the live, subscribe, share it, whatever, or just watch, whatever, but it really does help me out and gives me a little bit of confidence. Like I was saying, I kind of get some stage fright here for some reason. Never been a really good public speaker, but you know, if you're not good at something, practice it. So that's what we're doing here. I am tying these crappie jigs up. Gonna add all chartreuse in this one. The next one I might add either a darker hackle. I'm not sure what color yet. I'm open to suggestions, but I'm gonna try and stick 3, 3, and 3 and just kind of go through it. Cheeseburger and Ritz cracker chips. I mean, that sounds good actually. I mean, you can't beat a cheeseburger, to be honest with you. Are they homemade or did you pick it up? I mean, I'm going to guess homemade because the Ritz crackers. But especially a homemade cheeseburger, you just cannot beat those, man. This hackle's a little too long for what I'm trying to do here. Oh, heck yeah. If you're just getting in here, welcome. Appreciate everyone watching, coming in. We are making some crappie jigs here. There we go. That's a lot better. It's easy to get this marabou too long. It's so fluffy. I got this particular marabou from Bass Pro, and I don't know, it tends to work really well. It's very fluffy at the ends compared to the marabou I'm used to working with. It's more consistent all the way through, but a lot of fun to work with, and quality, to be honest with you, better quality than a lot of the products that's out there. Yeah, I think I'm going to do some gold flash or crystal gold flashing here on this particular one, and we'll do crystal blue on the next. And if you're just getting in here, then please share this out. Helps me out. I love making these, so every little bit helps. They are a lot of fun. Usually I do TikTok lives, done 2 or 3 of those, and then this is my second live here on YouTube, so I'm still working through the jitters of people watching. And so just bear with me through that. We're just hanging out, having a drink, and chilling, getting ready for some fishing. If you missed it, I was talking about here in Oklahoma, we have a lot of red dirt and red mud, if you will. And going for some vibrant crappie jigs to fish on beds. And we will see how that works. I'm going to go with a couple different colors. Chartreuse, pinks, purples usually work here really well. It just gets the fish fired up here. So that's what we're doing. I haven't decided if I'm going to add any hackle for the kickers, or not for the kickers, but hackle on the jigs. But I am going to kind of wing that part, see what these look like. If they're nice, then I definitely am going to just leave them how they are. And then if I think they need it, we'll add it. So you guys let me know what you think of these and if I should add some hackle onto them. This one, I'm going to leave pretty basic. I always like to leave at least one. Oh, I appreciate that, Ginger Bass. Shirts, got hats too. Let's see here as well. And then just great crappies. I also make flies. My intention after I make these 9 jigs is going to be, I'm going to try and tie 1 minnow because I'm trying to get good at it. So why not embarrass myself on a live? That will help me get rid of the stage fright feeling. But every one I do, I feel slightly better about. Hopefully everybody can see these pretty well. Might need to turn my lighting down. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. That's a little better. But yeah, just getting off work, getting set up. Ate some dinner, got the kids to bed. And just hanging out. No better place to do this than on the internet, right? But yeah, this is all chartreuse, and I got some golden flashing here. A lot of people use a lot of glue on these. I personally don't. I just like to put a thin layer over the knot so it doesn't slip and these hold true. We got 1 crappie jig finished up. And on to the next. Now, my last one that I do of each color, I'm either going to add hackle or a different colored body. I haven't decided quite yet what we're going to do, but appreciate that, Ginger Bass. But either way, we're going to find out what the crappie are biting and catch them. Get them in the boat. It's the goal. If you guys haven't, go check my shorts out. I really enjoy making those. They're a lot of fun. It's usually what I do on here. That's why I haven't done very many lives personally. They are a blast. Connor, you said you're headed home. Where are you headed from? What were you doing tonight, man? If you're just getting in here, really helps me out to share these or like the video or live. Sorry, usually I do videos, but I do get a little stage fright here, so it really kind of boosts the confidence to see that people are actually liking this here. Just snip that guy off there. Right now I'm using the chartreuse for high visibility. I'm hoping to get some angry crappie on the bed. Found some good crappie beds recently, and plan on fishing those this weekend. Also prepping for a bass tournament, but that'll be either tomorrow or Friday's live yet. I'm not sure. Got to tie a couple treble hooks up. Singo, what is that? It's like bingo, but with songs, I'm guessing. That's pretty cool though. Do you have to sing the songs? Because I might be out on that. Or just guess the song, I mean. Trimming this flashing up a little bit. Doesn't need to be so long, so. We are getting rolling here. This is the second jig of the night. If you're just getting in, I've already tied one. Let's see, this is what we're after to tie. And on this last one, if you guys think I should hackle the head, let me know. And what color? Should I go dark color or, I don't know, here in Oklahoma, the chartreuse and pinks work really well. Typically don't fish those two colors together, but that might be genius actually. And then tomorrow I've got to fill a couple orders with some all whites, so I might start on those next. No hackle on the head on this last jig. It's on a board like bingo, so you don't have to sing it. That's a plus. That'd be like a karaoke nightmare, if you ask me. Just getting in here, welcome. Don't forget to like the chat or the live. I keep saying that. I don't know why. That's probably the stage fright I was mentioning here. This is only my second YouTube live, so I kind of get a little nervous for some reason. So seeing those likes helps with that, and greatly appreciate it. That's pretty sick. I could play that. I could play that game. Cinco. Other prizes, or is it just for shits and gigs, basically? Hopefully everyone's having a good night. Feel free to ask me anything. What are you guys fishing in your local ponds and lakes? And what do you fish with? Because plan on doing some travel fishing this summer. And yeah, like good advice. Never stop learning, right? Or at least attempting to. All right, this is the second chartreuse that we've got. That's a good one. I don't know. I'm using my face camera here, so I don't know how well you guys can see these. There are prizes at the door and scratchers. Oh, cool. Well, that sounds like a good little deal. Did you win anything, man? Appreciate that. We're rolling right along here. If you're just getting in, I'm tying some crappie jigs. I think this one, I'm not going to put the hackle on the tail. We're just going to use a thick marabou. That way, what's this, a dark green jig head? I might add, let's see, do I have, actually, I'll put a dark green hackle on the, along with the marabou on this one. See how it looks. All right. Yeah, I think that's going to look good. I always like changing the third one up because the first one, either catch fish or you lose it. The second one, to see if you catch fish or because you lost the first. And then third one, I just like to have a change up within the same color scheme. Eat a Carolina Reaper. This is not really a challenge page. I'll leave that up to you, buddy. And if you think I'm going to do that for 20 bucks, you got problems. I ain't doing that. That's hilarious, though. Not the $20 aspect, just the memory of the Carolina Reapers. I think those are still in my freezer, actually. If you're just getting in here, I'm tying some crappie jigs. This one I'm switching up just a little bit, not much. We're tying chartreuse crappie jigs, and then next I'm going to be moving to a pink and a purple after this one. This marabou I had a little too long, so we're going to trim it up. What do you got going on tonight, Wesley? Anything interesting, buddy? Just hanging out. I am pretty excited to fish with these, to be honest with you. They usually get some type of reaction at the crappie on the beds. Which is exactly what I'm going to be fishing with. Whenever you're fishing beds, typically you're not after a hungry crappie, you're after a protective crappie, so you just want to make them mad. That's why a lot of spinner baits work. Whenever you're bass fishing, you'll catch crappie or any bright colors typically. Well, welcome back. Probably smash that cheeseburger out real quick. And those Ritz crackers, my man. Can't forget the Ritz. Chips. You ditched the Ritz altogether, man. You forgot the Ritz. That's messed up. How dare you? If you're just getting in here, don't forget to like or share this live. It helps me out. I do get a little bit of stage fright here, so seeing those likes contributes. You know, it builds up the confidence a little bit. Oh, Ritz chips. Oh, okay. Those are fire. Were they the sour cream and onion ones? If they were, send me some, because those things, I'll eat a whole bag in one sitting. They're dangerous. That's what I'm talking about, man. They really are the best ones. I mean, they're all good, but they're just simply the best ones. You cannot go wrong with them. Aside from the fact that I eat a whole bag, and really, you need to eat a whole bag of chips. The ranch ones are good, but different level of good. Right. There's the chartreuse with the dark green hackle here. Do like that one. It's going to look nice in the water. And then this was the chartreuse with the chartreuse hackle. A lot of fun to make these. This is probably my favorite color of lure. Let's get those guys over here. All right, and next we're moving on to pink and purples. So I need to do a thread change. I'm surprised you didn't play pool tonight, Ginger. They switched it up tonight, huh? Appreciate that, man. Pink and purple. I think I'm going to probably do this sparkly black Chanel with a purple marabou leaf at the end. Ah, I see, man. That makes sense. Can't neglect those responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? There we go. Sometimes this bobbin gives me trouble here. Get like tension issues with it. Or it'll randomly loosen on me in the middle of a tie. And I let out a whole bunch of thread. Anybody got some good fishing trips planned ahead of them? Anything interesting? If so, what are you fishing for? I know I'm doing my first ever bass tournament this month. Kind of anxious for, so between then I'm gonna be doing some hopefully relaxing crappie fishing and eating too. Nice, man. What are you planning on fishing for? Or with, rather, sorry. I know you said bass. Wrong word. Words are hard. Put all the chartreuse material up. I will end up with it everywhere. Welcome, everybody. I'm doing some crappie jig tying. Just finished up 3 chartreuse crappie jigs. Can't wait to use these. I went all chartreuse on those. And the last one, I switched up and used some dark green hackle. Just because this jig had the top of its dark green. So I think that will probably work well. Now I'm about to do some purples and pinks. Oh man, I love topwater fishing. Yeah, buddy. That sounds like a good plan, honestly. I love topwater fishing, and then if that's not working, spinnerbait's my next go-to for bass. I do like a good jerk or crankbait. Matter of fact, my last trip, I caught one on a jerk bait, and that I actually tied that treble, which I intend on doing for this tournament coming up, tying a few trebles either swapping them out for generic trebles or like on baits that I bought, or I'm going to, I don't know yet. Still running around. I know I'll be running some rooster tails with it. Need to do some scouting at the lake that I'm doing the tournament of, see what the water looks like. You know, you got to match the hatch. You know what I'm saying? So you know, usually my problem with fishing topwaters like frogs or whopper floppers is I want to react so quickly. Whenever I see that bite, it's like a instinct to set the hook. But, you know, from my experience, whenever I actually do catch them on the topwater, it's because I slowed myself down. And I think that is the secret to it. Takes a minute for that fish to swallow the lure, and whenever you see that strike, you just want to set the hook automatically. You know, it's a hard habit to break. A lot of guys never learn that. So let's see here. Kind of making the marabou leaf or feather. Sorry, man. I keep wanting to say leaf tonight. This marabou feather, a little shorter on this one. And then on the next crappie jig, I'm going to make it probably about to the hinge on this. I like to have different lengths because you never know what they're going to want to take and what they're not. Crappie is kind of an aggressive fish, though, so I'm hoping to get some good strikes on this. Yeah, because it's just the strangest thing. It's like they double bite it or something almost. I don't know. But I usually, whenever I first started fishing with frogs or whopper floppers, I just want to rip it out of their mouth. Like I yank it right out as soon as they slap their fin on it. If you're just getting in here, appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like and share this. It helps me out, especially the likes, because I get a little stage fright here. On lives, usually I do videos, which you should go check out if you haven't. And just kind of gives me a little more confidence with talking, and especially to myself. You guys, like I just get in my head a little bit. So every little bit helps build the confidence level. Let's see. All right. Whip to finish this. I usually like to do the double knots. I used to do a single knot, but on these crappie jigs especially, it really helps the chenille. Whenever I'm tying trout flies, it's too much thread. So I just do a single knot, wrap it about 4 or 5 times, and then call it good. And I usually don't have a problem. But you don't want these things unraveling on you while you're fishing. So I think I am going to hackle this next one with some purple, just seeing these colors work together, or I might do some pink hackle just because of the top of the jig head. Let me know what you guys think. If you're just getting in here, appreciate you watching, making some crappie jigs. Just got done with some chartreuse ones. Here, I'll show you why this is drying. Just finished some chartreuse with some chartreuse hackle. It's all through and through. We're having a good time, though. or I am at the least. That finishes that one up. So purple and pink. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but should strike well. It's a little bit of a darker color than I usually fish with on beds, but I think it's going to do well. What do you guys got going on tonight? I know Ginger said he's eating some cheeseburgers, which seemed like you smashed that out already. I ate dinner and got the kids to bed and all that, so now it's time to prep for the weekend. Ooh. That could have been bad there. What kind of colors you guys like fishing with crappie? Anybody do crappie fishing regularly? If not, what kind of fish are you after? Man, you can't beat a cheeseburger, honestly. I think I am going to add... Nope, I'll wait for the last one to add a hackle to... Man, I hate whenever you buy a pack of marabou leaves and you get real thin ones like this. I know they'll still work, but I always feel like I should pair them up with something. Like that actually looks really good, but sometimes they're thin in this region, and that doesn't really work well with the point of a marabou leaf, either on a fly or crappie jigs. You guys say crappie or crappie? I say crappie around here just because who wants to label such a good fish as crappie? That's my mentality on it. Like they're beautiful and they taste good. Just get some fish fry in there. Pinks and reds. Yeah, man. Pinks and reds are awesome. I don't typically fish with reds just because of the red dirt around here, and there's always high winds, as I'm sure you know. But I go for high visibility typically. Does it always work? No, but I'll switch it up. So it's good to have maybe some pinks and reds in there. Yellow does pretty good too, typically. Let's see here. Using some golden crystal flashing. Which I did not add to the last one, but that's kind of going to be the variation in this one. Does anybody in here tie their own lures? So what's your go-to tie pattern here? I know everybody kind of does it a little different. This is what I like to do, the way I like to do crappie jigs usually. Actually gonna try and use the scrap piece here because we don't want wasted material. Both. Yeah. Well. Can't say I disagree with that. Started a new video series on my page. We'll be dropping tomorrow. Pretty excited about. Usually I like to prove you don't have to spend a bunch of money to catch fish, have fun. And like a lot of these companies want you to think, they want you to buy $10, $20 lures. It definitely doesn't take all that if all you're trying to do is just have a good time and catch fish. Yes, that stuff is fun to throw, but do the fish care? Most of the time, no. I can't ever say, man, I'm glad I spent $20 on that lure or that fish wouldn't have struck it. So I'm here to show people that the goal is not to spend money. The goal is to get out on the water and put some hooks and lips. So my corgi is going crazy outside. She usually starts barking about this time when all the rabbits come in from the fields and stuff. Start trying to steal the chicken food. I swear one rabbit, it will sit there at the dog yard and just stare at her. It knows what it's doing. I know it does. It's a little a-hole, if you ask me. Because it will just, I've watched it multiple nights. It will just sit there and taunt that dog. My other dog out there, she's a lab pit mix, and she could care less. She wants the chickens. She's probably like, yeah, go let those chickens out. We'll be friends. If you're just getting in here, we're tying some crappie jigs. Appreciate you making it. Like and share the post because I do get stage fright. I've said this like 5 times tonight, but I really do. I start like misspeaking or rambling and get a little sweaty palmed here. And the likes help, you know. So this is another purple and black pink crappie jig here. Put some flashing in that one, and I tied some, it's probably dry, chartreuse ones just before this if you're just getting in. I think all of these are going to do pretty well. One of the funniest things about tying lures to me sometimes is I look up and I'll notice how many feathers are flying everywhere. And I should call it midnight, or what do you mean? Like Galaxy Midnight as the name. That's a genius idea. What I need to do also is start writing some of these patterns down because I just go off of memory. And so it's really hard to name them sometimes. Oh, yeah. Well, I like that name, actually. We'll go with that. What about like a Galaxy Midnight? I really like the spaciness of it. See, you got the sweats going on here. Let's see. All right, this is my third pink and purple. Tied some chartreuse crappie jigs with and without flashing as well. And then the one I did without flashing, I put a dark green hackle with the marabou leaf. I'm very excited to throw those. And then I'll probably do some all whites with some white chenille next. Excuse me. Just because I really like how clean those look, and you get the high visibility with it. This one, I think I'm going to change up just slightly. I think I'm going to Actually think I'm going to add a neon pink hackle in with the marabou leaf. If I can find one in here. What's up, Thumpaholic? I like that name, man. How you doing tonight? Tying some crappie jigs here. Just got done tying some chartreuse ones. And then what I was tying right before was these pink and purples. This one's got some flashing on it. And then my next one did not, or my first one did not. Oh, man. Good. I'm glad you like it, man. And I'm glad you're doing good. Can never go wrong with that. What you got going on tonight, man? Got any fishing trips planned coming up or anything like that? This one I'm going to add, since it has, this jig has the pink top, I'm going to add some pinks in on this one. So the scheme is going to be a purple, pink, and then same black Chanel for the body. Yeah, that's going to be good. Let's see here. Then after these, I'm going to do some all whites. And should be good for the trip. I'm going to be doing some crappie fishing this weekend. $1/80th ounce. That's insane. What are you fishing with that? Red one. That's pretty cool, man. Everybody likes the reds. I don't fish with red very much. I make them. I have the materials for them. I just don't. Might do 2 whites and 1 red. Just see what we think about it. Because everyone claims the reds. Actually did a TikTok live Easter Sunday, and a lot of people wanted the reds. I tied a red and black crappie jig with some white jig heads, and they turned out nice. I can't talk. I get stage fright, man. So just I'll misspeak sometimes. I'm not used to this. I'm used to doing shorts, or I've been working on recording some long form videos. But anyways, people are liking the reds, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm naive in the fact that I don't really choose them. Maybe I need to start to. Maybe I'm sleeping on the red. Appreciate that, man. So you've seen my shorts. I'm actually starting a new series. Tomorrow will be the first drop of the new series. Pretty similar to what I've been doing. Instead of using my wife's stuff on this series, I'm going to keep doing that. But on this series, I'm going to be doing kind of a budget fishing lure tying, because I aim to prove you do not need to spend money to catch fish and have fun. Not a lot of it anyways. Some of the materials I bought today that I used from, well, I don't want to give too much away, but I spent $1 on it. So, I mean, oh, nice. Yeah, it's a process, man. It's a trial and error process. But once you get used to working with it and certain levels of like thicknesses and weights of thread, you can basically just tie up whatever you imagine. And fish don't care if you spent $20 on that lure, or if you spent $1 on it. So hopefully I can help everybody realize that they can stop dumping all their money. Some people just hate money and they want to spend it all, but I don't care for money and I still don't want to spend it all. There are more important things in life, that is for sure. Yeah, see? Is that what got you into tying yourself, or what made you decide to do it, just as a hobby, or? So let's see. If I was using thinner thread on this, more lightweight thread, then this flashing wouldn't lay so awkward, but don't have very many colors at the moment in threads, so we're working with what we got, which is what it's all about. Well, half of it. The other half is catching fish, obviously. Oh, cool. What fishing community? Are you tying flies, or are you doing some like jigs, or what? If you're doing flies, not that my opinion matters very much, but I would start with a woolly bugger. They're not easy to tie necessarily, but you can use a bigger hook. Or you can use like lead wires, or non-lead wires. But kind of gets you used to the way the material lays, and you can learn to hackle, and I think that makes a huge difference. Oh, crappie jigs. Yeah, that's another great one to start with, because for the same exact reasons. You see some of those videos, and heck, I make them too, of like a more intricate fly, and if you're starting out with that, that's rough. Are you using jig heads, or are you doing like a hook and a bead? Or if you're just getting in here, I appreciate you guys watching. Like, share the video. It helps me out. I'm new to lives here, so bear with me. But I do enjoy doing it so far. I was doing some TikTok lives the other night, and there was some really good conversation in there. Not that anyone's pressured to talk or anything, but it always helps out. These are going to be for crappie. I'm fishing some crappie beds this weekend. I just made some chartreuse, and then I'm on to the purples and pinks right now. This is my last one of the purple and pinks, and I'm going to move on to whites. See, the walleye around here like silver rattle traps, and I do a lot of walleye or striper fishing as well, bass fishing. I'm actually going to be in a tournament the last week of April, the 25th and 26th. I will be doing that around here. Oklahoma is where I'm from, which is why I do a lot of the, if you're fishing crappie on beds, or any fish on beds, you're just getting an anger strike, so this high visibility stuff works, or something noisy like something with a spoon. Rooster tails work really well around here. But I'm going for crappie beds because I found a mess of them at this local lake that I fish, and So I'm just, and we, you know, here in Oklahoma, we get a lot of red dirt and stuff. So I go for high visibility because we get a lot of wind, a lot of red dirt, and it stirs up those lakes and it gets real murky. And so I am trying now to just get a reaction out of them, which is why I'm kind of like switching up the variants. Like on the chartreuse, I did chartreuse hackle, marabou leaf, and chenille on a chartreuse jig head. But on my last one, oh, you're in Oklahoma too? That's pretty cool. What part? But on my last one here, I did I don't know how easy you can see that, but I did a darker green hackle just to kind of, on this jig head, it has a darker green head on it. And I want to see if they react differently on it. This particular one, instead of going with a lighter blue, I'm going with the pink because of the pink jig head. So we'll see how it works out. Whenever I fish these two, I always expect to lose one. So I'll tie two the same and then switch it up on the third. Is usually my tactic. Oh, nice, Hunter. What kind of tie or fly have you tied recently? I do a lot of fly tying as well for trout. If you check out my shorts, I've got quite a few. Some of them are a little rough just because I use household materials on a lot of those shorts. But if I sit here and try to actually tie a traditional pattern or something, they turn out really well. It's a little rough sometimes on those shorts that I make. Hey, I appreciate that thumpaholic, man. I really do. Helps me out. And I really enjoy people liking these because I used to just do it on my free time, and everybody told me I needed to start tying them publicly or selling them, and so here I am. This is only like my third live that I've done. But you have a good night, man. Oh, cool. After I get through these whites, I'll if I got time here, I'll tie a woolly bugger because I really enjoy fishing with those. And this lake that I fish, that I actually plan on fishing these jig heads at, if they're not striking your lures, they're striking the bugs on top of the water. So I always like to have a couple in my tackle box just to flick out there. Just, you never know. What's it look like? The other one you don't know the name of. Is it like a nymph or is it similar to a woolly bugger? Ew. Oh man. Oh. Sliding on me. That ain't gonna work. Oh, cool. Nymphs are fun to tie too. Nymphs are usually like on a smaller hook. So if you're not sure if that's what I'm talking about, usually they've got just a body kicker and they're tied on a smaller hook or beads. Some people will put little wings on them. Some people, I've done a lot of those with wings. I love tying wings on these suckers. But if you want to show them off, man, just inbox me the pictures. I love seeing what other people are tying out there. This is my last purple and pink. While this is drying, if you're just getting in here, I did some chartreuse on chartreuse on chartreuse. And then with and without flashing. And then I did one with a darker hackle in the kicker. You put wings on yours. Man, they're just so fun. I like how just the little extra detail that it adds to them. What kind of colors are you tying with? I usually go with the neons because here in Oklahoma, we have that red dirt. And whenever we have high winds, which is an attribute to our state, they really stirs up the water, murks it up. So whenever I tie something chartreuse, or even like this dark one with the pink kicker or a pink jig head, it gets a reaction out of them. And whether they strike or not. And then I'll do the opposite, like on this one. Oh, I just noticed this little guy. I'll do a dark one, darker detail, like on this jig. All right. Let's see here. If you're just getting in, about to move to the all white, if I can find my jig heads. Yellow and green, man. Those are good colors. There they are. Okay. I'm going to do 2 all whites because that's all I got left. It's a white and pink jig head. A little bit different than the style that I've been tying tonight, with the eyelets painted on instead of glued on. And then these have like I call them dragon eye. I don't know how well you can see them, but really like using those just for like some extra flashing, stuff like that. Alrighty. Marabou. Well, here we go. And we're going to switch out to a white thread as well. They are Bombite. Actually, I bought these on Amazon. My whole mentality, if you watch any of my shorts, my whole mentality on tying your own flies is that fishing doesn't have to be expensive. It can be if you like flushing money down the toilet, or if you're willing to put the effort into it and time as well, then it doesn't have to be like these. I sell for $3.50 each, or I'll sell a 3-pack for $6.50, and you can't find that in the store. And so that's my mentality on it. That's the whole reason that got me into tying, is I got sick and tired. Even with bass baits, I will tie my own treble hooks and repair bass baits, because you always find some stuck to a log or laying on the banks or in a tree. And I'll take them home and repair them. And I just remade a $30 bass bait by putting some time and effort into it. Just inbox me. I have a TikTok also. I have yet to create a TikTok shop, but I intend to. But if you inbox me, we can work out the logistics from there. But yeah, I have a video. The cover photo is my boat, and I caught a little fish, granted, on that one, but or on that video, but I tied that lure. It was free, literally free. I found that lure, had some rusted out treble hooks, cut those off, retied and hackled that was actually my first live, is rehackling those treble hooks for it, and caught a fish on it. I mean, If you don't have a TikTok, you can message me on here or my Facebook, Red Mud Outdoors and Sports. I don't really post to that, but it is an avenue to reach out to me. Also plan on doing some giveaways soon, so make sure that you subscribe so you know when those are going on. And interact with my shorts, because I think you have to interact a little bit for them to start popping up in your feed regularly. Do you guys find a lot of bass lures on the banks, or is that just something you have to have an eye for, or in trees, structure? Because I feel like every time I go out, I'm finding something. It's like finding antler sheds. Some people find them, some people don't. Let's see, where's the packaging? There we go. Let's put this Chanel up. Not having a TikTok is a good idea. I didn't have one for a long time. And then, you know, it's short video based. So I ended up downloading it and posting to it, and it's okay. It's more of I don't know, and it's way different. I'm old school, so I like YouTube better. Yeah, see there, that's a good reason to look though. I don't think I necessarily look either. Sometimes I do because I'm so used to finding them, but I just will boat up or walk up to a structure and notice a lure hanging in the tree. And I'm stubborn, so I will do whatever it takes to get that out. If you're just getting in here, share this live. This is only like my second live, so bear with me. I get a little stage fright, but I've been tying some crappie jigs. I got these chartreuse ones, were the first few that I tied. And then I did some purples and pinks. Here, let me grab. This one specifically I hackled. Don't know how well you can see those, but I'm really liking the way these turned out. And then now I'm moving on to some all whites and light pinks to match these jig heads. I'll do a few of these, and then if I have time, I'll do a woolly bugger. But if you want to see my fly ties, definitely go check my shorts out, because I do mostly fly ties. I try to mix it up equally or somewhat equally, depending on the materials that I find. Around the house, that's my whole thing there. And Hunter, you should start looking, man, because I promise you they're out there. They're out there more than you notice or than you know. And it's like finding an Easter egg, you know. It's always fun. Where I live, it is 9:10, 9:12 to be exact. What about where you're at? Where are you from? Fine bobbers, yeah. You're fishing in some catfish spots then. Most people catfish because I find those too, but a lot of people catfish because that's what they were raised to do. They know how to rig up a hook and a bobber and a weight, and that's all they're ever taught. So that's when they think go fishing, and that's why a lot of people say fishing's boring, is because they're mentality is you just sit there. Oh, 10:09 there, man. It's getting up there, huh? West Virginia? It's pretty cool. What kind of fish do you usually target in West Virginia? I know you said you're learning to tie flies, but what do you mostly fish for? Is it trout? There are a lot of trout there? These first couple, I'll probably just do a regular jig, like on these chartreuse jigs, and then I might hackle the last one. We'll see. I kind of want to get to that woolly bugger, so I might just make these simple jigs. That's a good plethora. Those are some of my favorite fish. We get a lot of striper and walleye down here too, but that I will fish regularly. There's a lake near me that there's this giant water tower, and I mean, it is deep, and we will beeline it straight to that when we get on the water, and we'll try to top water fish striper that stay in that area, and walleye are down deep typically. Yeah, I thought so. A lot of streams down there, right? Using a fly rod, or I know a lot of people use spinning reels for trout fishing. We here in Oklahoma, they stock trout for us at Beaver's Bend, which is a pretty hot spot, and then a place called Route 66. But they don't live long, to be honest with you. A lot of the times they don't let you throw them back because they'll just die. So they usually make us keep them. A lot of people around here won't even fish them because they don't want to eat them or throw them in the trash. You know, that's illegal too. So spinning reel, yeah. So at Beaver's Bend, I'll do spinning reel because there's a lot of trees and a lot of people fish that area. But anywhere else, I'll even use my fly rod for bass and crappie sometimes. Sometimes it's just good to bust it out. You ever use a fly rod, or is it primarily a spinning reel? Holy River, man, I like the sound of that place. It's very controversial here because people get mad that we spend money in state resources to stock trout. But people don't understand that because they make you keep them, it's not wasted. You know, a lot of trout, they're pretty they die very easily. You can only have them out of the water for so long, and it'll swim off and die. And or if you handle them too much, they will do the same. It's they don't deal with the temperature changes much, just bringing them out of the water, or as well. Oh, you got a lot of trees and structure around where they stock them. Like even at this place, Beaver's Bend, like if you wade out into the water, you still got to be careful, you know. But us Oklahomans, man, we love our outdoors, and we definitely will. Yeah, we'll definitely fly rod anyways. We're or use a fly rod anyways. We're kind of stubborn. You ever eat the trout, or do you just catch and release? Let's see here. Really liking the marabou leaf on this. It's a little bit longer than this last one that I just tied. I usually like to go a couple different sizes. And a lot of times I will tie on a 1/16 ounce jig head like these guys, but tonight I'm sticking to the 1/4 ounce. So just keeping it simple. And these beds are only at about 1 foot, and I have a bass tracker that I will be using so I can kind of control the depth from that. What is the limit there? I think it's 2 or 3 here. I can't remember. Six, man, that's crazy. That's awesome. We're sitting at about half that. I don't know if it's because we stock less or if we have so many people fishing them, but that is a pretty cool limit. Do you cook them yourself, or what do you typically eat? How do you eat them? Let's see, I'm trying to think. Should I add a hackle to this one? What do you guys think? You let me know. Should I hackle this last white on white jig or just move on to the woolly bugger? I think I'll have time. Yeah. Oh, it's hard to catch your limit. Fried, man. Everything is better fried. It's a fact. That is a known fact. Even gar, man. You make little gar nuggets. Gar is not a good fish in my opinion. But if you fry up little nuggets of them, 100% edible. Man, my tension on my bobbin here is giving me some issues. See, it's pulling my hook. I don't know what's going on with this thing. If you're just getting in here, appreciate you watching. If you'll share this, like it, gives me a little confidence here. I get stage fright, so just got done tying this white jig head here for crappie. I'm going to be fishing on the bed, and then I've tied some chartreuse, 3 of each. One of them I tied a dark, let's see, where is that? Hackle on the with the marabou leaf. Just kind of change it up. And then I did some pink and purples, which are really nice. And then I hackled this one and put a pink hackle on the kicker as well. It should do really well. Here in Oklahoma, we get some red murky waters, so high visibility is the name of the game for fishing on the beds. And as you know, they just try to make them mad here. There we go. Helps if I glue it before I UV it. Like I said, I get a little stage fright, so sometimes I'll do something stupid just because I'm getting in my head here. But, like it, helps me out, builds the confidence. If you like these jigs, give me a shout out. Tell me what you're fishing for and when your next fishing trip's going to be. Appreciate all the feedback. Let me know what you're thinking of these. If you know any better techniques or color patterns, I'm always willing to try them. I'm going to move on to, after this one dries, I'm going to move on to tying a woolly bugger. and then call it a night. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I don't know about that. Fair game is one thing, but stalking the truck, like following the stock truck, is just, what's the fun in that? I usually just wait. I'll see they'll post it on Facebook that they're stalking them, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll do my next trip at that point. But I'm not following the dang truck to catch fish. Like, if you got to do that, can you even fish? I mean, come on now. All right, let's see. I think I'm going to tie this woolly bugger on a size 14 hook. Let's see here. Hey, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the game in that? What's the fun in that? Of course, those things are going to strike. It's like they've been in a truck. They're waiting for food. I wouldn't even want to fish that. Right out the truck, and they're throwing lines. Welcome back, Ginger. I don't know if you ever left, man. Still don't know how to read this live screen yet, but having fun. Time one more lure tonight, and then calling it a night. It's going to be a woolly bugger. What colors do you think I should use, man? Think traditionally people want to use natural colors for woolly bugger. I'm willing to try anything because the way I'm going to be fishing it is if red and black. Okay, I could do that. The way I'm going to be fishing them is a lot of times at this lake, they will see. They will be slapping all around you, eating the bugs. Black or purple. Oh, man. Why don't we do a black, red, and purple? How about that? I'll do a purple hackle. Or I'll do a, I got this. We'll do a purple marabou leaf, black body, and red hackle. I'm all about compromise. But, you know, like I was saying, is they will be slapping the water, eating these bugs all around you, and you've thrown everything in the tackle box, and they will just still nothing. So I'll always like to take something to resemble a bug. Woolly buggers do really well here. And see if I can get a strike out of them. Works a lot of the time, to be honest. Just black and purple. I could do some of this dark red hackle around the base of the woolly bugger, and I think that'll look sick. I think all three of those colors will go well together. See? Bad tension issues. If you're just getting in here, we're tying a woolly bugger. Just finished some crappie jigs. I'll show them to you. Got the chartreuse that we tied up. Tied 3 of those. And then I got some all whites here. Some gold flashing. And then the purple and blacks, with, I guess, pink too. Let's see. Yes, the lead's going to be covered up. So this is already a size 14 hook, so I don't need too much of this lead. But I do like to add some towards the eye of the hook here, just to help distribute the weight a little better. Yeah, I'm still getting used to. I do have a GoPro and a DJI camera, but I'm still getting used to long form video. So I've just stuck to shorts to kind of get editing down. Still kind of new to the video making, but later this month I'm in a bass tournament that I'm hoping to really get some good footage out of also. Also, I do a lot of hunting, so I'm hoping to get some good turkey hunting on April 16th. I'm going on a turkey hunt that I'm pretty excited for. So let's see, there we go. Helicopter that thing off. Just about anything outdoors, I'm going to be recording and posting up, but I just need to get better editing to make the longer form actually enjoyable. Otherwise, I don't want to make a whole bunch of random stuff. I want it to be entertaining. So it's been a process, but I'll get it down eventually. One of the things about these woolly buggers is you really want to be in front of your line or your thread whenever you're laying these, and it'll help keep the body a tight spool here. Just let it kind of guide your thread down. Oh, and don't catch the marabou. But if you check out some of my shorts, let me know what you think about those. And then I'm starting a new series tomorrow that I plan on dropping. I think it'll be a lot of fun. My whole mantra is the fact that fishing doesn't have to be expensive, you know. And a lot of these companies want you to spend $20, even $10 on a lure, and that's just not necessary. You can make lures for a fraction of the cost. So that's what this new video drop is going to be. What's up, Ian? How you doing, man? Glad to see you in here, man. I'm tying a woolly bugger right now. I just finished some crappie jigs. I'll show you. Got some chartreuse, and I put some dark green hackle at the end of this one. Most of these, I had 3 of each. This one's got chartreuse on chartreuse on chartreuse on chartreuse. And then I did some all whites with some gold flashing. And then lastly, some black and purples. This black and purple, I did hackle with a pink. Ian, the ginger bass fisher, is red there. He's in here too, man. But I feel like the live here helps me out, bro. Next, I got a hackle. We decided on a red here, so I'm going to add some red hackle, and this is actually my last lure for the night. Yeah, the black, purple, and the whites. I think those are going to do the best. The chartreuse are just if I don't get enough reaction out of those. Because, well, hell, you know, we get little visibility here when it's windy. It stirs up all that mud. The lakes become red. Oh, that's the guy right there. Pull that out. I actually don't like that as much. I'm going to use this one. Let's see here. This is called a woolly bugger, and it is traditionally a fly lure, but I like to use them whenever you throw lures at them all day and they're just slapping bugs on the water. So I like to toss these and just let them float on the water, and usually get something out of them. It's a process and a strategy, but typically is fruitful. Appreciate everybody liking this live here. Helps me out. I get a little stage fright, man. I'm not the best public speaker, so it helps boost the confidence a little bit. What you got going on tonight, Ian? Yeah. Oh, nice. You have pretty late nights then, huh? Hill's Kitchen, I don't think I've ever heard of that. Sounds chill though. I'm assuming it's a cooking show. Hardest part of these woolly buggers is feeding this thread back through without laying too many fibers over. You can do that, usually turns out pretty good though. See, like I even laid this guy over here. I'll trim these up, clean it up before I whip to finish. It is some big hackle. That's kind of why I chose that piece, because you can always come back in and trim it up if you need to. But on these really thin pieces like this, they don't really show up going down it. It does in the camera. That's the wrong side to show you. But the fibers are pretty thin and spaced apart. They are long, but you don't get high visibility. So if I don't like this, I usually come in, trim this hackle a little shorter, and then it'll look a lot better. This one I might trim this one up a little bit. We'll see whenever I brush it out. It's the Alicia Keys musical. Well then, I don't know about that. I definitely have never heard of that. Gonna go ahead and double knot this one. Give it a nice good head on it. Going to be doing some giveaways too. So if you're just getting in here and you're not subscribed, subscribe, and you could be winning some of these chartreuse jig heads. I'll kind of let you pick your color. 3 of each will be my giveaway. Got some blue and purples. I've got some all whites. The other night on a TikTok live, I tied different color schemes, pinks as well. But not tonight. Yeah, I hear that, man. I'd rather be on the water like 90% of my life, if I had to say so in it. But like you say, you gotta pay them bills. Either on the water or in the wood line, doing some hunting. Gonna reshape this head here because I don't know if you guys can see, but it kind of is more rounded, and I want it to be tapered to the hackle. So let this dry completely, and then I'll taper it out. Then I'm taking my happy butt to bed because I got work in the morning. There we go. That's looking a lot better. Razor blade your thread or the hackle? Like before you tie it, I guess that makes sense. It's a good idea. I do have a little scale on this tying mat right here. You can kind of see for that exact reason. I just don't really use it that often. You'll see what I do after this dries. I will come in. Oh, trim your glue. Yeah, I try not to do that. This particular glue, whenever I cut it, bend it or whatever, it turns this milky color. And if you could just add little bits at a time to get the shape or the amount you want, then it stays crystal clear like this. Have been looking at some of that UV colored glue on Amazon. I just have yet to pull the trigger on it. Because they have, blacks. Then they have the same colors. Like a lot of guys, they'll come in with jig heads like this and say this one's the chartreuse color scheme here. They'll put a dab of the UV glue over the eye. I don't ever have problems losing the eyes or anything. I think that's what they're trying to prevent. But it kind of makes that eye more chartreuse. I like to use it as a flash, basically. Oh, what do you use then, Hunter? I've never super glue. I know some people use, but I've never. My knot glue has always been UV. Or I have. I make some hard body flies and lures also that I'll use body glue for, but it's still UV. Super glue, yeah. See it? I'm not knocking on it. It's just it makes a milky color, and I don't really like that. I like it to be clear and kind of clean looking, you know. So I try to stay away from that, but teach your own. You're not doing it wrong. There's no wrong way to do this. I mean, that's one of the beautiful things about it. If you're just getting in here, I just tied this woolly bugger. I've tied some chartreuse jig heads and some white jig heads. Also did some black and purples. Let me get this. This one I did not do flashing on. This one I did hackle and sticky hooks here. I did use some flashing and hackle on this one. I always like to take a couple woolly buggers with me also. I'm probably going to trim this up a little bit because like Hunter pointed out, it is some long hackle here. So I'm going to probably take 20% off is going to be my goal of the length. Yeah. Anybody got some good fishing trips planned? I'm hoping to go this weekend if I can find some time and fish these crappie beds. That's why I'm tying these now. It's because something like these all whites here in Oklahoma, we get a lot of red dirt. And if you're fishing beds, you are not typically feed fishing. You are just making them mad, thinking that they're being protective so that they strike your lure to get it out of there. And so I've done some bright colors. If it tends to not be a windy day, I always like to have a little bit of darker color because the water is going to be more clear. So you don't really need something bright. Sometimes they'll reject something bright because they can see it already. They don't need to strike that. Let's see here. Oh man, that's awesome. Some UV glue or super glue, Ian? Let's see. Went to my grandparents' pond last Friday and caught 5. Dang, man, that's nice. Were they big or? Catfish, some of the best eating fish right there. A lot of people hate on them, but I like them. Catherine, no. We do a lot of crappie fishing, but a lot of people catfish. I don't catfish very often. I usually go after striper, walleye, bass, or crappie. I'm tying these specifically. Well, these are what I sell. This is my niche here, but I'm tying these specifically because I found a whole bunch of crappie beds at this local lake that I fish last time I was out, and some shallows. I mean, the thing was just, the whole cove was just withered in crappie beds or bluegill beds. So I'm tying these so that I can go back to that spot and hopefully get into some. But I will say I love crappie fishing because it is like one of the best tasting fish, in my opinion. It's up there. 25-inch walleye, man. That's so crazy. That's a good walleye right there. Gee, release them or what? Ian, you said UV glue. That's crazy, man. Did it work? I don't want to take too much off this, but I'm going to take those long fibers off. I've messed up these quite a bit and made them too short to where they're just ugly. I mean, they'll still catch fish whenever they're short like that, but less enticing to pick them out of my tackle box whenever I've got others. This traditionally is a trout fly, but here in Oklahoma, oh, nice. I'd eat them too. But we get such big mosquitoes here in Oklahoma. I think it actually doubles as a mosquito fly, even though it's a woolly bugger. But these long fibers, man, they really imitate it well. Let's see here. If you guys are just getting in here, like the live, it helps me out quite a bit. Share it. We're finishing up here, but I've tied some crappie jigs tonight. Tied this woolly bugger, red, black, and purple. It was requested. And I've tied some chartreuse. And then some of these purple and pink as well. Oh, this guy's fuzzy, man. Every time I've picked him up, he's just all over the place. Once that gets wet, though, in the water, it will not look like that. And then tied the hackled crappie jig, black, purple, and pink, just like the head here. And then some gold flashing. But we're just finishing up this woolly bugger. I think it turned out pretty nice. Those are some good color suggestions there, everybody. Let's see, I'm going to start picking up here. And I think I'm going to call it a night. I appreciate everybody watching, sticking around, liking the video. This is only like my second live here on YouTube, so it is appreciated. And let's see. Get a little stage fright, so it's always good to see people like them, interact. But I do appreciate you guys. Thanks, Ian. Maybe we can link up and you can fish with it yourself, man. I usually use spinning reel on these. Thanks, Hunter. You have a good night, man. But all right, I'll catch you guys on another one. And again, I appreciate you watching. You have a good night. Bye.